I might as well call it part two. Part one I was just talking about. This is part two. So time index right now is about 4:27 in the morning. It's still the 29th of January 2023, and I was talking about during this day coming close to losing Mama, because in a couple of days after that it'll be the anniversary where the first time I lose Mama, and then about 18 days later we lose her again for the final time. 10 years coming up, and it still hurts like hell because now I'm still feeling it here. The tension, the stress, the fear, and everything else that I experienced that day. It was never a good time. I know I'm chewing up a hell of a lot of gigs on this one. Maybe I am. But it was important for me to get the shit down on paper. It was important for me to keep talking about the damn story. Outside it's cold and windy right now. Coming up on the 5 o'clock hour in about half hour. So it's about 4:28 right now for January 29th, 2023. And I really agree with him, John Weaver, which will be me out in Roseman, California. It still sucks every time I keep recounting this damn thing because it never gets. It just is. And I have to deal with the realization that both Dave and Ma are gone. Both Dave and Ma are gone. I have to deal with the leftovers of everybody. I have to deal with everybody else's leftovers in this house, including my own. I'm dealing with the reality check of dealing with a constant bug war. It's been going on for about 2 to 3 months already. And it's not getting any easier to deal with. Organ guy keeps coming in here. It's going to be coming in tomorrow. It's the only day I'm going to have to do to get cleaned up. But I needed to get this damn shit off my chest. I needed to talk about this crap because it was so damn important. But I'm taking the time for Sunday, hopefully, to stay off the computer after this. And also maybe the phone, except for recording. So I can focus on the things I need to focus on today and then early in the morning tomorrow. Organ guy comes in to do some spraying. Thank God not too heavy, but I got to get some places in this whole dump to get it going. But I'll look at it and maybe it is a bit of a dump right now as it is. I mean, it's been about several years. I felt my 8 years actually. I should be grateful that I still had 8 years in this place. Part of it with my brother, and the rest of it is just with me. I can't believe the 5 years is coming up. 5 years. It'll be coming up in September of this year of 2023. Since Big Brother died. And it was hard as hell to deal with Mama's death. It's 10 years. For some people, it's a blink in an eye. For me, it's an eternity. But damn near a blink in an eye as well. Last video is going over how it was like losing Ma. Every anniversary that came out for about 3 or 4 years, almost 5, I kept seeing a therapist trying to deal with the damn shit. Till I ran out of the insurance somehow and had to deal with things on my own. But during that time, I had to stay healthy enough and deal with my brother and his issues. Not easy being to a caregiver for that guy, especially when he needed to help the most. His younger brother always to the rescue. So as he watched my back, I watched his. Even in death and life right now, my friend. Some requests cannot be done just yet. If I had sufficient funds, I'd take his ass over to Texas and I'd dump him over there with his sister. I'll just leave a little caveat with her saying, go out to the beach and dump his ashes in the water. But leave most of his ashes out here in Texas because that's where he wanted to be. Me, I still wanted to bury him and Mama with the ashes up where Grandma and Aunt May reside. Just to have the family plot up there in Lafayette, California. There's a mortuary up there that has both my grandmother and my aunt. Sisters. I figured it was going to be my turn to get turned into ashes. Either scatter mine in the winds out here or just put my ashes out there in Lafayette and I'll deal with Grandma and Aunt May. I was hoping to put Mama and David up there, but, Mama wanted her ashes scattered about in Hiawatha, Utah. I have yet to do it because I didn't have the funds for it. And also, probably if I had the funds, I was dealing with other ongoing issues at the time that my brother unfortunately left me to deal with. So I dealt with it, and I'm still dealing with it right now as it is. My brother means a hell of a lot, so did my mother. I was going to be crazy and insane enough for this one. I think what I'll be doing is taking out the ashes and just scattering in the California winds and just find your way home, guys. To me, you guys are Californians, okay? I know Ma was born. I never quite figured out where the hell Ma was born at. It was either Utah or Minnesota. I know my brother was born in Texas. And I was born in California. Go figure. But it still hurts like hell to deal with this shit. The anniversary of David came up and I'd have to work or possibly go to classes on those anniversaries where I had to deal with it. And unfortunately, in the past year or two, I really had to take some time off from college because the emotional issues of grieving take precedent. And you have to take care of yourself before you take care of this. But I was trying to take care of both this and this at the same damn time. It just didn't work. So I screwed that up again. So this fall I got to go back and make it up. I have to. It's important to me. It's important to me to get this done and over with. Or continue on to another chapter, maybe, of it. Still haven't quite decided yet. But after not getting back to campus and not finishing up what I should have, it's been driving me crazy all the time. But I still have to take care of me. I thought I was going to college and taking care of me, but apparently I still have more of the issues I still have to take care of. The physical deterioration, but also the mental deterioration. How does that grab you? It's not grabbing me very well, I'll tell you that much. I'm the only one left alive. Why? The youngest has to carry the memories. The youngest has to keep remembering what the hell happened. The youngest still has to have the stories have to write. I mean, if it wasn't for Facebook, and I gotta give them kudos on this shit, that they had the stories saved. They had the stories saved. And at times I'd repost them for my own sake. But they're still visible every year. And I'm still reliving it every year. There's been a lot of things out there said about grieving. Has to be times when you have to let it go. The thing is, I never let go of me. I never let go of me inside. They want me to be happy, joyous, and free. They want me to make the choices to be like everybody else. I always considered myself a nonconformist. I never complied as much. Not that I complied with a quote-unquote free spirit or anything else like that, no. The geek and the nerd had to follow his own damn geeky way. And never be part of the regular crowd anyway. But I still gotta follow my own way and my own way of thinking at this point. Regardless of how do I deal with this shit. How do I deal with the constant idea that I'm still grieving my ass off for David and Mal? How do I deal and justify that? There's no justification. I have to deal with it. I get the anniversaries coming up and I have to deal with that. They're gone, they're dead, I know that. But the emotional impact is still there. And there's no way of getting past it. So I deal with it on a day-by-day survival shit. And I talk about it a lot. Both on videos, but also in the text. When I keep seeing someone raises up a point, I have to get in there and make the point. Or a counterpoint on it. If I agree with it, it's a point. But if I don't agree with what the hell they're talking about, it's the counterpoint. Grieving is not an art. Grieving is not a science. Grieving is period. You got memories. You got triggers. You got emotional events happening left and right. You have the things and the people that you miss a great deal. It's not like missing an item and then you see it years later and then you're back in love with the damn thing. I mean, I did that a lot to some of the collections I had. Pin collections. Yeah, you can grieve over physical objects. A well-loved teddy bear or a pin that mattered the most because it held memories inside of it. Because of the things that it went through during those days and those times. A favorite book. A favorite something. A physical object. I mean, you can grieve about those damn things. I grieve about a lot of things. I mourn a lot of things, but I don't cry about it. I just get pissy about it. Because some of the decisions made and I didn't make. It's hard to let go of some of the stuff because it meant a damn thing to me. And it still does. I'm still having a hard time trying to let that shit go. But the pain of losing a loved one, a living, breathing organism, even if it's a pet, even if it's a dog or cat or whatever, doesn't matter. As long as you pour love into it and it pour love back out to you, you had that connection. And when you lose that pet, for whatever reason, it hurts like hell because now you still have to grieve over that lost loved one, which really meant something to you. And I know it did a lot to me. I lost a lot of good dogs. Lost a rabbit, a couple of rats. Bird, not as much. A cat, yeah. Some of the dogs I've had recently, over the past 20 years, made an impact. 20 or 30 years really made an impact. I'm dealing with the last one. After that, I don't know what else happens. I don't think I could deal with another lost loved one. It's bad enough I have to deal with that one. I'm already mourning her before she's gone. She's not even in that position yet, but I'm still mourning her. I'm still grieving over her before anything else happens to her. I'm talking about my mama's. My dog. My mama's death. My big mama and my big brother. The hardest damn things for me to deal with is their passage. The memories of them. The stories I tell and the stories I remembered in order to tell them, either by audio or by video. Mournful cry. An hour ago, I was just hearing that bastard going through. Now I gotta hear him again. Try waking up in the middle of the morning actually in the middle of the night about that one. And after a while, it gets, you get used to the damn sounds. Especially in the middle of the night or in early hours of the morning. And it's just, okay, time to go back to sleep. It's a train, go back to sleep. It was hard as hell for me to listen to that stuff right after David died. David and I, when we were spending about the last 3 weeks, or after getting kicked out of the damn trailer home 2015, we'd listen to that damn thing all night. I sometimes fall asleep to it. We did the same thing over a year or two, but it just never bothered us as much. This has become home of a sort. It still feels like a damn mausoleum. As much as I would like to travel out and see stuff and then come right back, or even a short trip to a mini mart to get groceries and bring it back, it's starting to feel more and more like home. Adjusted, different, home. But home is where the heart is, not where you hang your hat at. Home could have been in a motel room for a few nights to a few weeks. Keep paying the rent on a damn thing. Keep paying for, how long you got to be staying there for. It still becomes home of a sort. Instead of just a damn roof over the head. And maybe because the stuff that's still surrounding me right now is still reminding me of things I've lost, but also things I still kept. Even the memories I still hold on to. It probably would have affected me a hell of a lot if I actually lost the damn memories. But the problem is, the brain may lose it, but the soul never does. The soul remembers how much love I had for him. And the disconnection still hurts like a son of a bitch. In this world and into the next, I still have to deal with it. I know for the people of religious and of deep faith that they want to rejoice like crazy in this life because they'll be seeing him. So they try not to grieve. They try not to be unhappy about things. They try as hard as they can to be that way. I haven't been. I'm still having a problem with that one. I've lost too many. And not just physical items, but I'm talking about losing too many loved ones in my lifetime. People that I honestly gave a damn about, cared about, loved. I hate losing family. I hate losing friends. Even friends can be part of a family if you allow them. And it's hard as hell to make up a new family or try to get a new family to you to adopt to them or they adopt to you. or should I say adapt, actually. And it's hard to get into that because now I'm still having a hard time dealing with that. I'm still having a hard time of understanding that I may have had a new family to adapt and adopt to. Simply put, I'm still stuck with the families I just lost. I said in some of my videos that there was a surrogate mother and a friend. And I think I talked about stories about her. Mary Dolores Boudreaux Reeve, I think. And the Reeve family, we adopted each other back in '76 and I didn't realize it. And that fateful time when I actually had the, the car accident. Thanks a lot, Dave. But if we did move into Arleta, if we didn't have the car accident, we wouldn't have the extended family that stayed with us for several decades until they lose their mother. We lost our mother, and all we lost was our hearts, and we lost connections with each other. And it's hard as hell to reclaim some of that, too, because we all got our own lives to live. And I miss every one of them, too. Oh, the kids are alive. They're grandparents now. Their parents and great grandparents. That's most of it, anyway. But I still hadn't talked or been with them in a long while, except on a rare holiday call or text. And they just drifted away. And that's what hurts the most. Because I still ache and yearn for them as well. I look at the pictures of how young we were back then. And I miss and love every one of them too. That's what hurts me the most. And if I cry, I'll be crying for them as well. Losing that connection, losing that, being isolated away from them. Miles and miles and miles. It just hurts like a son of a bitch. Even when I talk to them, I get a little bit of a buzz. But I still wanted them here so I can continue to hug them and love them and just be part of their lives physically. Wake up and they're there, and then I'll feel the comfort and safety like I had a long time ago as a kid. You know, with this new family that has got to me over the past several years here, since living out here in the apartment. You know, it's taking a long while to get that relationship going like I had with the Reeves. With the Reeves, it was tragic, and we were moving from one place to another place. A car accident happens. Dave and I smashed the car. Dan would get killed. Come back home. And we started our lives on a tragedy. But it built up to something better because despite tragedies happening on both sides, we still developed that strong tie. With David and me over here was just the bus rides and hearing about how this family struggled with each other and trying to deal with kids and identity and then job loss and adjustments left and right. And they're still trying to adjust left and right. And they knew they mourned my brother's loss. And they kept checking on me from time to time to see if I'm still alive. I should be flattered that I still have a few people out there, a couple of families out there, still trying to check to see if I'm still alive or not. But quite honestly, I haven't felt the same connection like I should have with the Reeve family. It's still being developed right now as it is. It takes time. You know, the last time we kept saying that we're family with each other. I still truly haven't felt it. It takes time. It still took the same way with Dee's family, to a point where we felt like we were actually brother and sister. And I had a surrogate mother. It had taken decades to make that one go. And it's hard as hell for me to still deal with this one here. Yeah, I like to make it a go out of the damn thing. I'll be the dark uncle, the moody, broody uncle, Uncle John. But as for more, my heart's still broken. I'm still yearning for the Reeve family, and I'm still mourning and grieving my own family. And it seems like that's something I'm just not willing to give up just yet. And maybe that pisses off people because I am not doing it the way they think I should. I'm feeling the grief and the pain on my own level in my own way. How else am I supposed to be dealing with it? You tell me. Meanwhile, ever since we had the COVID nightmare, I haven't had my hair cut in a hell of a long while, and I'm overdue. So I guess maybe for a birthday gift for me for tomorrow will be get my damn hair cut. At least get it shortened. Maybe a little stubbles. Something I can have my hair grow out naturally again and it's styled back where I used to have it a long time ago, medium short. Or unless the bald spot in the back of my head's gotten to a point where I'm going to have to shave the damn head. Isn't that fun? But a nice short haircut all through my life would be nice. But I got used to a medium short my hair. I don't know if I can still get that one or not. But it was something of a professional look I had to keep going all throughout my lifetime. So I got used to the damn haircut. But when looking at my haircut when it was short, last time when I had my haircut with my brother, that was a hard damn thing to think about, too. Barber up the street when he was still there in the shop on Sierra Highway. Cool dude. Dave and I go in there, bring in our mops, take pictures before and afterwards. I still have those pictures. The reasons why I keep doing the audio recordings and video. Memories come up, the feelings come up, and I have to try to explain how and why and everything else matters. Because, to me, they do matter a great deal. And for people not to understand this, memories are important. Memories to me are my life. I mean, sure, it was a life lived, but still life. I mean, look forward to the future. Look forward to the future. Be happy, smile. I was smiling a long time ago. I was smiling with my family on some occasions. I was pissed off at them at other occasions. I was grousing and grumbling half the time. And at other times, celebrating. And all the while loving my family a great deal because they were my family. And then when you lose them, you lose yourself. You're no longer the same. I'm no longer the same. You just don't understand until you have your identity scrambled. You have your heart torn out actually. And you have to survive. Reorganize and survive. It becomes a day by day battle for your sanity, for your heart. Some days you deal with the triggers and other days you don't. Today I got to deal with cleanup. Bug war. If I can at least get part of this apartment somewhat done, I'll be alright. I got until tomorrow morning. I got until 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. So, let me get back to bed, get me a couple more hours of sleep, get up, and let's get the rest of this shit going. Meanwhile, these things are going out.